Alright, I know it's been a long time since I've done a video on this, but I actually forgot kind of where I was at. But since then, I have a list of a couple things to do. Did band adjustment, front and rear. So what I found was the torque spec was 72 inch-pounds, and then turn the front one back 2 full turns, and the back one 2.5 turns, and then torque them down, torque the lock nut down. So I got that done. I attempted to verify whether the overdrive and lockup torque converter were working by just hot wiring these two, but didn't. Only get a spark, don't get a reaction like I expect from the actual solenoids. So I went ahead and ordered a new one. That's inside of there. I just put the pan on for the moment. I might, if it doesn't show up between now and this weekend, go ahead and start assembling this in the van, working on transmission mounts and all that good stuff. Let's see, what else did I do on this thing? Torque converter, managed to get it to fit. Pretty sure I got that in like I need to. It's sitting back pretty far. I do need to double check that because it does have some wear on it on the shaft where it goes into the pump. Got to check to see what the specs are for that. I managed to drain all the oil out of it. I used a siphon technique to get 99% of it, 90% of it out of there. So that's about it for right now. It's empty. I need to fill that before I put it all back together. And then what else? I still need to put a filter in it, and that's about it. Oh, double check the lockup. I mean the parking pawl. Make sure that I can't grab it right now, but I had this seal off of here. I was able to turn that. Still can, and make sure that that was all set up and ready to go. So that seems to be good. There are some fittings that go in here and maybe here. I gotta check. I have a kit to add to this device. There's also another hole here that uses a couple of these ports to activate the overdrive and lockup torque converters at a certain vacuum and hydraulic pressure. I don't remember the name of the company that I got that kit from, but anyways, that's ready to go too. That's why those still are open. Other than that, that's about where I'm at with it. Go do a little investigation on the specs for that, see if it's needs to be replaced because it's way out of the shoulder on it's too far gone, or if it needs to be, or if it's within specs. Anyways, that's about it for now. Talk to you. Out with the old and in with the new. Got a new torque converter in the car. I'm gonna go in here next. This didn't see any use in videoing me taking this old one out. Definitely in a different trans mount situation there. So that was definitely been seen better days. Anyways, yeah, I've got the transmission mount for the new transmission. It's right here. This will cradle the bottom of the transmission and then bolt to the frame right in the same place that the old one actually has a mount already in there. So this will just bolt through the cross member through here. A couple others. There's some other ones that come up here. That's all to be determined. I think this might be a little bit too tall here, but I'll have to look at that and see how everything lays when I get it in there. But I'll show you that when I get back, when I get to that point. All right, later. A couple things that are different. Obviously, some already know this, but the torque converter flex plate is different. This is the one that came off the 727 transmission. This is the new torque converter for the 518. See, the supply line holes are different sizes, so I gotta go get some adapters for those. Where's that? Right, wherever my fingers at? There it is. Can't see it. It's too bright. I haven't checked the speedometer drive. It may actually bolt in, but I don't know for sure. Gotta check that still. Let's see what else fit so far. Oh, the opening for the starter looks different, but it's going to accept the old big style starter, so that's good. I have to change that up right now. I might in the future go with a smaller high torque one, a more modern engine. That's about it for the moment. There's my old school old starter. Still works, so I can spend the money on it right now. Alright, later. One of the things I wanted to mention, I couldn't find the documentation or specs for what the stall speed should be for stock on this transmission. This one is like 2,000 to 2,300, something like that. Just a stock converter. Anyways, I did find a chart that showed 318 727 stall speed at, you know, like 17 to 22 or something like that. I forgot what it was, 17 to 2,000. So I'm hoping this is all right, but we'll see, I guess, when we get it all running, whether it's working or not. Might be pulling this out a couple more times. That would suck, but anyways, it is what it is. All right, later. All right, so following the tutorial that I saw on Mad City Garage, what is it? Mad Muscles? I forget. Anyways, I installed the torque converter after filling it up, actually overfull a little bit, but that's okay. And looking at the book, it's like a 1/2 inch back from the face. If I put a straight edge across there, I can't remember if it's 1/2 inch to there or 1/2 inch to there, but it's pretty far back. And I also aligned the pump before I put it in based on that video that I saw. So that was a very good tip, and I appreciate that. All right, I'll talk to you in a bit later. All right, first test fit, pretty much. This is the cross member out of the 3500 band, or 3350, whatever it is. Basically, it's a bus. The trans mount, which I researched before doing all this stuff, came out of early 70s, I think, GM. Not sure which one it is. I have to get the part number. The only thing is you have to slightly file the slotted holes open a little closer. The bolt pattern is just slightly off. Sorry for the bad camera work and video, lighting. Anyways, so that's that. Now there is a slight possibility if I were to push the mount all the way up against the bottom of the body like it was originally, then the top of the transmission hits the cross beam. So you can see there's a bit of a gap right now because I got it dropped a little bit. So I guess what I might do is clearance that a little bit, maybe with a big hammer, BFH, and see what happens. You can see, well, you can't really see, I can see it, but there's a bit of a dimple there anyways. So actually I'm not going to do that because that means I got to take transmission out, and I'm not going to do that. So I will figure something out. What else? I guess the other option is to, I have not modified this cross member at all, this support. I could cut this right here and drop it down, 1/2 inch or whatever, put a plate underneath there and weld it back to it. That would give me the clearance I need. I might do that, but I'm not sure yet. See how everything lays in there. Anyways, but the rest of it pretty much bolts straight up. I still have lots to do as far as hooking all the stuff up. I use the original reverse light. This connector here, got to rewire it. The inside piece, the 2 solenoids for lockup, torque converter and overdrive, that's going to be replaced. I haven't received that yet. Ordered it the other day. I have to get an adapter or replace the fittings for these because these are larger in this case compared to the 727. What else? So don't have any oil in the pan right now. Don't have the pan gasket on. So it's just bolted in place so I can have something to jack it up with. Still got to tighten all the bolts up and stuff, but it's looking good as far as fittings and everything go. I'm pretty freaking happy. I knew this drive shaft was going to be short. I've got the original drive shaft out of the 3500 band that I shortened already to see if I can make it work. Worst case, you know, I get it close enough and I take it to a driveline shop and have them make me a new one. But you know, I'm gonna save a few bucks. That's about it right now. All right, I'll be back. See ya. All right, so I was looking at this mount. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a pretty good curve in it, like it's been beat up before. So I'm thinking if I get a BFH and just adjust it so that this is more flat, that'll probably give me the clearance that I need on the transmission without making a big deal out of everything. I may have to throw some heat on that, but I got a big hammer and big torch, so I'll give that a try, see if that makes a difference. All right, talk to you. All right, give it a couple of good whacks there, straighten it out pretty good. Try to fit it in there yet, but it's not gonna be perfect because it's old to begin with, but a lot straighter than it used to be. Maybe a little bit lopsided still, but we'll see how it works. Can always hit it again if I need to. Alrighty, I think I'm actually gonna drill the holes for the motor mount. Maybe I'm going to make them big so that the holes can sort of self-align once I get it close, and go from there. See ya. Alright, transmission is in after making the adjustment to the bracket there, the bottom of it, straighten it out, drill a couple holes. Hard to see right there, but I got about a 1/4 inch gap right now. Worst case, if I find that it's still hitting or something, I can elongate these holes and drop it down a little bit more. I got one bolt on either side. They actually just tap into the sheet metal. That's what came from the factory, from the original bus. I'm probably going to drill through all the way, put a bolt all the way with a sleeve so it can't crush, that kind of thing, something like that. I'll feel better if I do that. Let's see what else. My drive shaft, it's I've got about 5 inches of the shiny part on the shaft into the transmission, so it could have been a little bit longer, but I think it'll be all right. Again, if I find it vibrates or it does something weird, I'll go ahead and have somebody make me a longer one. But the tube on that had been crushed anyway, so that's about as much as I was going to be able to use from that, the original shaft. They lifted the vehicle up with a forklift. They just bent the drive shaft in half, basically. And then on the as far as that trans mount, the part number is the A518. This is a power torque. I don't know. Again, I don't remember specifically which vehicle it came out of, but I want to say it's like mid or early 70s Chevrolet. And then I got this kit here. This is from Performance Automotive Transmission Center. One other thing, I was able to take the speedometer cable drive out of the old transmission, and it looks like it's going to fit in this one. I got to replace the gear, the old transmission. Chewed this one up. It's black, 32 teeth, something like that. Anyways, so hopefully that'll work. I might have to relocate my muffler as it's kind of in the way. Not sure, a lot of heat right there. So might have to flip that around or something. Put the maybe have it in this position here, shifting it over about 6 or 8 inches. But I'll get to that eventually. All right, later. All right, transmission is in. Everything is hooked up except for the vacuum line, the vacuum switch that turns on the overdrive. I gotta run out and get some vacuum line for that. The trans mount from the bus sits in there nicely. I didn't paint it, but I should have. I probably will do a through bolt on that. I haven't done that yet. Let's see what else. I don't know if there's supposed to be some sort of like a return spring here on the kick down or not. I have to check on that. So that's a couple things. Let's see what else. Drive shaft is in, and like I said, it was a little bit short, but it's okay. I will have it replaced if I need to, but that's in. I got a new U-joint in the back. Found that. I gotta find the part number so I can record that for future reference. The front one's out of the 3/4 ton B-van, so that's pretty standard there. That is the yeah, the speedometer cable unit there. I have to replace the gear in that. It's a number 32. It might work right now, but it's all chewed up from the original transmission. But I'm glad that that bolts in there, so that's nice. Let's see what else. Oh, let me go up top and show you what I did for the wiring and such. So on my van here, sorry for the bad quality video, but the power comes up from the bottom over there to the starter solenoid. I ran off of that. You can see the red wire. It comes up to a 50 amps circuit breaker. I think it's 50 amp, maybe 40. I figure the older wiring in this van potentially could ground out and cause a short, so that's the main that goes to the switch that runs everything else. So I got that in there. From there, the yellow wire runs over to the vacuum switch, and then I need a 12 volt, a 20 amp fuse for that one. I forgot to get that. And that goes down and converts over to the green wire, which goes down to the power for the overdrive and lockup torque converter. And I did some searching, and it looks like this port right here off of this carburetor is going to be sufficient. We're going to try that one. So from there to there, and this is adjustable. There's a little Allen head screw inside of there. I can turn it one way or the other to make it more or less sensitive. And then I just mounted it to a piece of plexiglass that I had kicking around. That goes on one bolt, kind of flops around a little bit. Not sure if I like that or not, but it's there for now. I can always switch it out later. Let's see what else. Just since I'm here, this is the Protronics ignition that I have in here. You actually bypass the ballast resistor. I left the ballast resistor there. Put myself a little note here, and I have a point in the condenser in the as spares should I find that there's a problem when I'm traveling around. Well, easy just to pop it in there, see if I got spark or not. I suppose I could just buy another Protronics unit and have that as a spare, but you know, that's 80 bucks or something. So other than that, it's looking pretty good. Haven't done any testing yet. Got a few more things to do, but I did have it jacked up and it shifts through all the gears just fine, seems to. I'm gonna go out here and do a test drive in a little while, but it's looking good. I need to I don't know what I need to do. Anyways, talk to you soon.